Hi, Jim. How are you today?
I'm doing well for a Monday.
For Monday.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. I'm not bad myself. So that
great.
said, Monday. So for us, it is a process Monday. Okay. Process meaning that we want to talk about business process evolution in some way. Okay.
Yes,
And
and
yeah,
it's
and
evolving.
I would be happy to hear all you have to spill out because knowing you with your absolutely extensive background in everything that comes to automation, to workflow, to business process management, to things that were once hot, not hot anymore, and those are that's still hot and will be even hotter in 2020. So talk to us, please, about process in 2020 and give us some good views of what's gonna be growing and what's not.
Okay, well let's talk about processes themselves because they're the key to a lot of things. Number one, they're key to automation, and automation smells of savings to all managers, so they want to do it. That's
That's
why
good. We like savings.
That's why RPA is hot. And also, it's key to the customer experience. The problem is that there are two different goals. There's the corporate goals, and then there's the individual goals. And we'll talk about that. But how is process changing? Um, it's one of these things where it's expanding, it's contracting, and it's exploding. So let me explain how it's doing all three simultaneously. First of all, on the expanding part, processes are starting to go across the silos. They're starting to go across organizational lines. They're trying to get end-to-end results. So if you're looking to automate, you can automate point automation and make a manager make their goals. Or you can automate so the organization gets their goals, and that means it's going to expand. So we see a renewed interest in supply chain, in value chain, and journeys. So we'll talk a little bit more about journeys in the next section, but it is expanding. So the scopes of processes are getting wider. Okay, that's good. We can agree with that. We can see that.
Wider is better. Good.
In
All right.
fact,
Things
in
to
fact,
do.
yeah, and in fact, you see that on the mining end. When you're trying to look at results, you're looking, when you're mining, you're not looking at from a process out, you're looking from the goals in. And so the mining needs a bigger space to test to see that the journey or the process or the value chain is delivering what it promised. So the expansion's happening, the contraction's happening in that some of the processes are moving to the edge. So we have these sentinels out on the edge that are looking for things, and they have some recognition of events and patterns. Then they trigger off an action. Well, action means what? Process, right? And so the idea of triggering off an action, and that action might be running through more analytics and then reports back, or make a decision on your own on the edge. We're a little bit far away from that, where we have bots, agents, and mini process snippets making decisions on behalf of big companies. That will happen once we set in governance and boundaries and goals. But for now, it's not occurring that way. It's simple processes on the edge acting as sentinels on behalf of your organization. So it's getting smaller because these processes are kind of itty bitty. So we've got big, we've got small, and now we've got explosion. Well, where is it exploding? Well, exploding under the tag workflow. Workflow is getting embedded in every content vendor, every data vendor, every collaboration vendor. They soon realize that data that doesn't move is not as valuable as data that's moving. So that means you have to look at the data as it moves from role to role, as it moves from organization to organization, as it moves from company A to company B to company C. So the movement is absolutely essential. And because of that, workflow is getting embedded in everything. We're even seeing, you know, RPA is white hot. We all know that. So after you get the tasks done, and that's great, get all these little tasks automated, and there's a lot of savings. The accountants are celebrating, they're cutting cakes, whatever they do when they're happy. Are they ever
They are happy, exactly. But yeah, let's assume, yes, yes, for
happy?
simplicity, right? Let's assume, yeah.
Yeah, so let's assume they're happy. The next thing you need to do is move on to process, step A to step B, looking out and partnering with other things. So we're seeing a lot of RPA vendors, you know, linking up with process, which brings me to the next topic.